Yo, what's going on, guys? Going to be showing you how to carry consistently on JAX in the top lane here in preseason 13. He's in a decent spot like he always is in every season because he has such a good kit. If you want to play him super cheesy, Giga aggro, take D-Blade. Otherwise, 9 out of 10 times, D-Shield's better because if you end up in a matchup where you thought it was good but turns out it's bad, you can survive it with D-Shield. Or if you're playing poorly, if you start with D-Blade, you're going to have a very bad time. D-Shield gives you so much forgivingness to where the value you get out of it by default is a much higher threshold than Doran's Blade. So that's the first thing. For your best runes, go Lethal Tempo, Triumph, Alacrity Last Stand, Free Boots, Biscuits with attack speed 80 and armor. Up against a Darius, also against any range matchup, you want to go D-Shield second win typically, especially against things like Malphite. I think you're going to be constantly poked. Level 1, get E. It's your best trade-off ability. It's a stun, damage, and auto blocks. His Q's on cooldown. Let's build up some attack speed from passive here. Block that auto attack. We'll walk him down. We stop autoing so he doesn't hit us with Q-Tipper. I have full passive built up here. Down he goes. He ghosted a little bit late. Even if he had, he still may have died. With that being said, what let us win that fight is we'd built up 3 or 4 stacks of attack speed on our passive by autoing the minions first before we all-in him. Plus, we went in while his Q was on cooldown. When he saw us autoing the minions, he needed to back off immediately. Regardless of what top laner you're playing against, if you build up attack speed first on JAX and their level 1 ability is on cooldown, they absolutely can't fight you. And that was the mistake he made there. We're going to have a level advantage on him. We're letting the wave push into us. To freeze, the rule of thumb is you want them to have 4 more ranged creeps than you. Ranged creeps are more consistent than melees because they don't run into a turret as easy. And they also do more consistent damage since they're ranged. They don't just walk around constantly and do nothing. It's okay to give up a CS if you're going to take a substantial amount of damage. Substantial amount of damage is 2 or more auto attacks. Level 2, typically you want to get your Q. Can get W, but Q gives you that extra stickiness. Auto Q reset. He's trying to kind of push in this wave here. I blocked his auto there. Auto attack W reset. We'll jump back. We don't have to fight him into the death. He has a huge minion advantage. Fighting on that would be very challenging, even if we had an item advantage. Auto attack W reset. I didn't want to get hit by his Q, so it's whatever. Should have probably just used my Q to swipe it sooner. Auto attack. Oof. I'm missing so many minions here. We'll go ahead and pop Biscuit. If you're below half health, half mana, it's a good time to pop Biscuits. Get another point in W. And we do have level advantage on him and some attack speed built up. Since he has this Q-Tipper, we don't really want to use our jump unless we're dodging his Q with it, ideally. Otherwise, if he ends up landing Q-Tipper for the damage and heal and passive stacks, it's going to be a bad trade. So ideally, we can get to him just by walking instead. He got us with a slow there. Not the best trade ever for us, but it is a trade. Auto attack W reset. Auto attack W reset. Hit him with Q. Down he goes. He shouldn't have tried to fight us there. Not only did we have minion advantage, we had several stacks of attack speed built up there to where it was going to be hard for him to fight that. It's all about your attack speed stacks. How much do you have built up? And are you doing anything meaningful with your Q? Are you dodging one of their abilities, or are you able to... Ooh, that's not good. Oh, geez, there's like 2 of them. We get the stun. We might actually live here. Oh my god, that is so tragic. I wasn't expecting 2-man rotation. We wanted to finish pushing wave after kill so we could reset it and have it push back to us by default. I was not expecting a 2-person roam. That was kind of interesting. What we want to do here is get a control ward. When you're ahead, control wards are insane, because if you are ahead, that means you typically have control of the wave. You can choose the tempo. Therefore, you can guard your control ward and get value out of it. If you're behind, you usually don't get them, because let's say we're behind and we lay it in one of these areas, you can just walk off and break it immediately. Since we're ahead, we'll pick one up. Bork is one of the best items in the game. Lets you shred squishies and tanks alike and keeps you full HP. So even though the item itself doesn't give you any HP, the fact that it keeps you high HP is good enough. We have level 6 advantage over him and item gold spent advantage. We have passive stack. Now would be an amazing time to all in him. He's playing pretty far back though, so. I hit the cannon. It was too far up. It was going to keep pushing the wave in a bad way. This is not an easy position to freeze because of these melees. They're going to keep kamikazing into the turret here. He may or may not realize that though. Hopefully he'll step back up and then we'll all in him. This Shaco gank is kind of strange, honestly. I still have the wave and a semi-freeze, even with him hitting the minions there with box. The only reason why that gank was weird is because I have full control of the wave, to where there was no urgency to gank. In fact, it could mess up the freeze. This may not even be a freeze anymore, because I have minion advantage. Yeah, this isn't even a freeze. My reinforcements butchered the wave so hard. Should be able to 1v2 their top and jungle. Darius has no ghost. He doesn't have boots. Always make sure you know who's faster based off boots. It makes a huge difference with chasing and running away. So neither one of us have boots. This is a turbo wave. He's not going to be level 6 for a while. This is an absolute monstrous wave. We get his flash. That was huge there. We had passive full stack plus R advantage, so he kind of had to. He's going to lose a lot of health now. Auto W reset. His hook's on cooldown. We can kill him. Let's build up passive real quick. I'll flash out. We had some passive built up. He was also missing health, and we have ignite advantage, and he had no sums. Plus, we had minion advantage. Minions to hit him if he hurt us. Our minions would focus him over the turret or his minions. Not bad at all. We'll get another point in E. Max W first, E second, Q last. You max W first because it's a true auto reset, which lets you stack your passive faster and get off more Rs. Your Q is kind of like an auto attack reset, but it doesn't give you any passive stacks or R stacks, so. Your W is the true auto reset, which is why you max it first. In terms of lowest cooldown per level, it's typically E, because the cooldown goes down by 1.5 seconds versus 1 second. The thing is, your E is a high enough cooldown to where you can only really use it once per fight or trade anyways. Your W, you can get it low enough to where you can use it multiple times just because its base cooldown's already that much lower. So we can get this down to 3 seconds from here versus, I'm holding shift down while I have my cursor hovered over the ability to see, versus this, which is at the lowest, it's 8 seconds. So 3 versus 8 seconds when maxed. Most fights are less than 8 seconds, right? But 3 to 6 seconds, I could get off multiple Ws. So he has tier 1 boots. I don't have my boots in yet until now from the free boots. So now we're faster than him. Free boots are faster than just normal boots. This is a freeze. He has more than 4 range creeps than me. So we can hold this perpetually. Something that helps you to freeze is brush and lifesteal. So they're not attacking me, but they're pausing to start up their autos and then I'm canceling it. I could just stand there and let them munch on me because I have lifesteal. I could get all my health back anyways. It's just good practice to use bush technique. Now, even if they send 2 people, we can kill them both. JAX does shine at level 6 as long as you're not behind. As long as you're neutral or only barely behind, you can solo most matchups at 6. The main mistake noob JAX players make is not playing around his passive in the early game in the first few levels. JAX can do some crazy stuff if the enemies don't respect your current passive stacks you have from hitting them or the minions. Oh, I didn't get the last hit, and oh, I didn't get the last hit. That's unfortunate. Standing closer to the minions and just standing there with S, so you're not doing anything, makes it easier to last hit, but I'm trying to not stand too close because it wasn't in a good free spot, and I didn't want the minions just hitting me on accident when their most recent target dies. Darius has less than half of our CS because we keep hitting him with okay freezes. We'll put a ward down, make sure they're not sending 3 people top through brush. Whenever you are freezing, they usually gank you through lane brush. His Q's on cooldown. Auto attack W reset. We get him with Bork slow. I didn't have flash, so I knew we couldn't kill him, so I just backed off so he couldn't hit us with Q. We got his ghost, and we didn't burn anything other than the Bork's cooldown off the 3rd auto, speeding us up and slowing him down. He has to reset now. I should just push. There's no reason to freeze. I could take plates here. If you can take plates safely or take the turret safely, which is what plates is, then you should dump the wave. Since he was full health earlier, we couldn't really do that safely because we'd get ganked, but we should be able to. I'll build some attack speed here. I'll attack W reset. And then we jump out. The key thing was to build up some attack speed against something first, like the turret. He walks up to us to try to get us off turret. We even blocked one of his auto attacks with E. Whenever you block autos from anyone with your E, it makes it do even more damage. The best thing he could have done there was leave, and he needed to realize the fact he couldn't fight us. He was missing too much HP. No matter how he played that, he would have died. Because let's say he didn't even try to touch us. I get up 8 stacks of passive, 64% attack speed from turret. What does he do? I can just walk at him, and if he doesn't keep running, then he'll die. So we'll walk up, auto attack W reset, pop the E, and then we save Q if he flashes or if he hooks us, and then I can Q to finish him off. The point of your Q is to make sure you land your E, or when you can no longer reach them with your autos, which is your main source of damage, you can then Q to continue the pressure. Should be able to heal off a Gromp real quick. Auto attack W reset. Look at that healing, boy. 100 damage per auto on Gromp. Holy fudge muffins. Darius is about to walk into us. We're missing a lot of health, but we can still fight it with R. Don't know if this is worded. Oh, it is. Sheesh. Yeah, that's funny. He doesn't know that I have words everywhere. Auto E reset, auto attack W reset. We get the stun. I got R on. Down he goes. He tried to pop his R on me to maximize damage before he died, because he had nowhere. He could have really... Ooh! I'm dead. Wait, I'm not dead. I have D-shield. We're fine. We're chilling. Having our Eon, they didn't get off the last auto attacks. Talon had R and Ignite. What a stinky stinker. Stinky bunghole. Assassins are annoying to deal with on JAX early on. Once you have some HP from your items or armor from your items, they're usually not very problematic. In terms of your boots on JAX, it depends on how auto attack based the enemy team is their primary source of damage. So for example, things like Vayne, Irelia, Kale, that's really auto based. Or Master Yi, Zinzao, Warwick. So they're not all very auto based. The only one is Diana. Other than that, our E isn't going to get us much value. It's just Darius auto double reset and the Diana autos. So with that being said, plated is better than lucids because plated gives you armor and damage reduct from autos. Their team is, I thought they were triple 80 Talon, Darius, and Ezreal, but Ezreal went AP. So in hindsight, I could have gone Merc Treads. But they don't have very much CC. It's only really the brand stun that our tenacity would interact with. When in doubt, you can lean into plated. Minions, turrets, barons, dragons, monsters all do physical damage. The only exception is Gromp. That one does magic damage. When in doubt, plated is the way to go. Passive full stacked here. Pop R. Auto attack W reset. He's slowed from my Bork. I'm gonna die here. Auto attack W reset. Yeah, I needed to shuffle a little bit in between that last auto. If he didn't hit Q-tipper, we might have actually lived. He was on Ghost to be fair, but giving shutdown there is not good. With that being said, even if Darius was equal items to us at this point, he wouldn't be able to solo us. The Darius Jax matchup is pretty much whoever gets a kill pre-6 wins the game until Jax is 3 full item, in which case, no matter what Darius does, Jax can typically solo him. Jax can struggle to find value in team fights if the enemies have a lot of non-auto attack based damage, because then he can't block it with E. Even though his E does block 20% of area of effect damage, that's not enough typically. So what will end up happening is, let's say they have a Zac and a Galio and a freaking Ornn or like a Nautilus or something. You get tossed around for 5 seconds off of things that Tenacity doesn't work against, displacements and suppressions, and you gave 0 value. Or you can sit on a split push if you're not a very good team fighter versus their team. For example, against their team, I wouldn't really want to group, I don't think. Hey, you're slowed from Bort. Auto attack W reset. We got R on. You're dead. They can't fight me at all. Diana's too auto-based and Darius is borderline auto-based as well. We got the stun. We're healing. Auto W reset. Yeah, you can't mess with Jax, bro. Jax is disgusting. So much self-healing. Got passive and lethal tempo stacked up. We can shred turret. Brand's gonna come over here and he's gonna get obliterated once he uses his stun. He's not using it. He's smart. His stun's the fireball. He never threw that out. So if I try to all in him and he stuns me underneath turret, I die. Well played to Brand. No clue how he's able to keep up with me there. I guess we're just both tier 2 boots, even though I have the faster free boots. I popped E to take less damage from Ezreal R since it's an AoE ability. We took 20% reduced damage there. Dying is bad though. We do not want to be dying. Third item on Ezreal is ridiculously situational. Or Ezreal. Third item on JAX is ridiculously situational. All these items it shows are viable third item. Since we're going to be playing split, I don't really want tank. I just want damage. I think Death's Dance is fine. Talon's going lethality, so Death's Dance will give particularly good value. Plus we're fighting underneath turrets, which are doing a lot of physical damage. Death's Dance is arguably the best 1v9 item in the game. Just don't rush it too early. Because what it does is, if you get a kill on somebody, it heals you a lot. A kill or assist. And if that person was damaging you a lot, when you kill them, that damage disappears from you. So if you're getting focused and you pop a kill, typically you'll get literally like all of your HP back, to where Death's Dance has an insane surprise factor that's hard for players to anticipate regardless of their skill level, because it's just practically a hidden effect. Attack W reset. He's dead. Did he heal too much? He's trying to heal off the minions Omnivamp through Rav. He couldn't do it. I'm gonna speed up off of something. I think that Vision Plant, voice crack, that Vision Plant I think speeds you up when you break it or when it touches your teammates. I think Syndra sped me up with that plant. It's kind of wild. Can jump away to minions if need be. Yeah, goodbye, Bran. Auto attack. Ooh. Yeah, you missed Q-tipper, bud. You're dead. You're dead as well. I'm tanky enough. I'm not going to die here. And if I had Death Stance, I'd be back to full health. To give you some perspective, I have 172 armor. Very nice. We'll take mid inhib and reset. We can't really end here. We're going to end up dying on their turrets. Or maybe... You know what? Our AD carries fed. Maybe we can. But without me, I'm too low health. Yeah, it's a speed up. You hit it. I was moving 500 instead of 400. It's a substantial speed up. What is that? Like a 25% increase? That's huge. That might be game over. Samira's impossible to beat unless you have hard point and click CC that she can't block with her wind wall. When she pops her R, it doesn't really have a cooldown, and it's basically a AD Katarina R. She just gave shutdown though. Yeah, we could just end here. I'll go ahead and end. Alright, I'll end. So yeah, we would have gone for Death's Dance and Wit's End next. Maybe a Hull Breaker. We'll take a look at damage dealt, damage taken. Looking at damage dealt to enemy champions, we had the second in the game behind Samira. For damage taken, we had taken pretty much the same as everybody else. It's kind of funny how that works. For self-mitigated, I think that counts JAX E. From my understanding, self-mitigated is the damage you shield, blocked, and it includes your armor and magic resist. So we were up there, not bad. For runes, pretty high value. JAX top, pretty crazy, a lot of fun, highly recommend it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is King Sticks, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.